and an option. So like Delhi, some option like Hyderabad, like this. Fine. Now in this, we have designed this. Let's go to the CSS, and just I will keep one simple CSS here. Yeah. So that is for container, I will keep so width as 300 pixel. So that is, and margin auto, and justify content center and align items center. Okay. So this is the basic form we have designed. So this is the basic form we have designed. So now just the form. Okay. And let's keep this select also with form control. Class form control. And name as some LST cities. Okay. So we keep reasonable names for them, and this is the form. Okay. Let's add here a button control for submitting it. Class is equal to form group. Okay. And a button. So submit. So here we have class BTN and BTN primary. Okay. So our intention is, yeah. Now we need to handle the data coming from this form. What data they are entering here. So we need to collect the data from the form. So whatever the data entered, we need to use that, manipulate that data here. In that case, generally, how you mark this dynamically now. The form is defined. The form is defined by using hash FRM register. So that is a reference name. How you make it dynamic? So by using ng form directive. This makes the form dynamic, and the form related all attributes and properties are accessible by using FRM register. That is the dynamic form. Now the elements inside the form need to be marked with, here we need to mark them with hash. So this is txt name is equal to ng model, and we need to configure first ng model, then only we can use that ng model. First mark it as dynamic model, dynamic, then add a reference name. Without marking as dynamic, you cannot use it dynamically. So that is one basic approach, we need to do that. For every control, we have to do the same. So txt price, ng model, and it should be marked with the ng model. That is the basic. And this drop down is a hash LST cities is equal to ng model, and mark with ng model. Now it is fine. So here everything is defined in the UI only. If you observed our two-way binding technique, you saw that in two-way binding technique, in order to access the value and use the value of form, we have to create a property in our TypeScript logic. Those properties we need to bind by using ng model. So then the value will come from that. That means a lot of declarations, a lot of manipulations in the TypeScript file. Now here, everything is in the design only. You can directly use this and interact with this now. Suppose I want to collect the data. So what the data they are entering here. So if we want to collect and use the data entered, so then I will create here another form, another details here. So div and class as container. So how we can interact with the data, we will see that, right? TXT price. So we haven't given hash, fine. Yeah. So now important, this container I will keep as float left. Okay. Later grid flex, we can define that. Okay. Now here I am defining another option like details. That means form data. We need to collect the form data. So what the details entered, we need to collect and display those details here. Okay, so margin left is equal to some 50 pixels. Okay. So here we are configuring this. Yeah. Now this is the basic form. Now we need to collect the data entered inside the form and configure the form. So the reference of the form is FRM register. How we can access and use the form data here. So I want here just a data list. So or data term in that name, we need to collect the name. Generally, we can do that by referring directly here, FRM register dot value. It returns the object. In that object, it is a key value collection. The key, that is the control name. Control name is txt name. That is the control name. So txt name. So we have to configure that name. Okay. Similarly, price. And we need to access that FRM register dot value and dot txt price. TXT price. And another term, that is shipped to. And here another definition here, FRM register dot value dot LST cities. So we are configuring them here. So that is the complete form reference here. And here I'm entering the name and you can see it collects that and display. I'm entering some price, it will collect and display. I'm selecting a city, it will get it and display. So that is form data. And here we can collect directly from the control. This is through the form key reference we are accessing. We are directly accessing the form data. So here I'm just designing. So one more div here. So class container. And here controls data. And here I'm defining a data list with a data term name and data definition. Here I'm accessing the data txt name dot value directly instead of